Three, two, one. Welcome to the Tip In Maple Leafs podcast, episode number 195. And coming up on this one, the Leafs return home, looking to keep the winning streak alive, but they don't. They lose 6-2 to the Vegas Golden Knights. They get one D-man back in the lineup, but then lose another one to injury. And we got one segment tonight, hot in the slot or hit the showers. All this and more on 195 of the Tip In Maple Leafs podcast.
The Maple Leafs were spreading it wide open over their 7-game win streak, but maybe now they are spreading it a little too thin. We'll talk about that. Hell of a run, though, boys. Hell of a run. Just didn't really have it tonight. We're going to break it all down right after this. Let's hit the intro.
Tavares coming out, sends it in a goal. They score! They score! Holy mackerel, they score! The Leafs have won it! They're going to the second round! Do you believe this? Holy mackerel!
Welcome, everybody, to the Tip In Maple Leafs podcast. I'm Chad.
I'm Dale.
Don't forget to follow us on social media at the Tip In Maple Leafs podcast on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Tip In Podcast on TikTok, and Tip In Pod on Twitter or X. Email us tipinpodcast@gmail.com. Oh, Dale, how's it going?
Yeah, okay, man. Not the best, but not the worst here. It's all right, man. Okay, like they can't push it to 8. The win streak ends at 7 games. Not the best performance here tonight. A bunch of stuff we're going to get into here.
Yep.
I guess I'll just say this off the top, guys. We're getting real close now. We're recording this right after the Vegas Leafs game on Tuesday night. We will be back again after the Arizona game on Thursday night. And then Saturday night after the Rangers game, we are going to be going live on YouTube, live streaming our post-game podcast starting Saturday night against the New York Rangers. If you're around, please tune in. We would love to have you on YouTube. We will be streaming live. If you can't make it for the live post game, the episode will be up, right after the game, so you can just catch it afterwards. And games going forward in the month of March, catch us with our live post game podcast after every Leafs game in the month of March if I could talk here, and going forward into April and the playoffs into the spring. It's going to be wild. You're not going to want to miss it. Chad, before we break this down, let's just go back a little bit. I think right off the top here, I just want to do a little segue to talk about the 7-game win streak and maybe a few other things before we get into tonight's game. I think we should go right to it right off the top.
All right, it's time for Hot in the Slot or Hit the Showers.
He's so hot right now. All right, God damn it, let's hit the showers, God damn it.
All right, so if you're unfamiliar with this segment, normally how it works is we pick somebody on the Leafs team that is hot in the slot. Everything's going good for them. And then we pick someone who needs to hit the showers. Now, hitting the showers doesn't mean that you suck or anything like that. It just means you haven't been playing good. You need to cool off in the shower. Most of the time, my buddy Eddie Belfour's in there. He spends a lot of time in the shower, leather jacket, nothing else.
Holes in the pockets.
Yeah. Got nothing on but the leather jacket and the radio.
Stashing beers in the pockets.
That's it.
Or in one pocket, at least. The other one's wide open for a mystery surprise.
That's right. You get a little bald eagle. But after a 7-game win streak where the team played great, I think we're going to do things a little different in this segment.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, and we have done this before at times. But yeah, tonight, man, I just wanted to hit on this segment because, look, here's the thing. Coming off of their most impressive stretch of the season, 7-game point streak, not an easy road trip. The line combinations, just everything seemed to fall into place there. So I just wanted to give a shout out to how well they played over those 7 games. And like tonight wasn't the best, but it wasn't their worst game either. They just didn't really have it, whatever. So it's not gonna go crazy on tonight. We will break it down. But I just wanted to say, hot in the slot, the entire team's performance over the 7-game win streak. Just wanted to give a little shout out to all the boys involved, coaching staff, the whole deal. Tree living, maybe not so much. More on that later. But the boys on the ice, coaching staff, everything, man. Hot in the slot. What do you think?
Yeah, I totally agree. It was Morgan Riley goes out with the suspension. They lose to the Ottawa Senators. Everything's kind of doom and gloom. There's a black cloud hanging over. Everybody's talking about who they need to trade, and maybe they should just start dumping people and, give up on the season. And then the team came together. Secondary scoring came out of nowhere, rose up the lineup. Everything was great. Went on a great road trip, came home. Awesome. Everybody is hot in the slot tonight.
Everybody is hot in the slot. So we are not putting anybody in the showers here because you just can't after a 7-game win streak. And they're, first time they've done that in over 20 years. But I think there is still
Tree Living's got a towel around his waist.
Yes, he's getting close. He's got a toe in there. In there. But he saw who was in there because there is one person in the shower.
Always.
And he's always in there. And it's Eddie Belfour. And I don't know if we talked about this. I don't think we did. But when Chris Chelios had his fucking jersey retired in Chicago the other night, holy shit, man. We're talking a who's who that, like, obviously Belfour played in Chicago with Chelios and all that, right? So Eddie Belfour was there. Like, this just had Drunk Fest written all over it. Chelios, Belfour. Who else was there? There was a bunch of Doug Gilmour was there. There was a bunch of, like, just you name it.
Wasn't Eddie Vedder there?
Gretzky. Eddie Vedder was there. Gretzky was there. Cindy Crawford, supermodel, was
John Cooper.
Was he?
I'm pretty sure John Cooper took a jet in just for the party.
Oh, just for the party, because I don't think he has history with Chelios, but maybe he does.
No, but I'm pretty sure he sniffed a party out from a few miles away. He's like, I gotta be there. I don't know if he was at the ceremony, but he was probably at the party.
100%. Cindy Crawford was ripping pucks from the red line into the little tiny hole in the middle of the net. Incredible to see. And she still looks great. But yeah, you're right. Eddie Vedder was there. And rumor has it that party has not stopped.
No.
Just full week bender for these boys. So Eddie's going to be in the shower sobering up, I imagine soon, but not yet. As far as I know, that puppy is still kicking into fucking full high gear, man, with the Chelios Belfour. Think about those two getting together with the drinking. Just think about that.
And I know it's funny. I watched it and now I'm thinking about it and I'm like, did he wear a leather jacket, Chelios, to his thing? No, he had a full suit on, didn't he?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, he came out in a lowrider. It was an awesome looking event there. Really pumping Patty Kane's tires and all that. But anyway, whatever. We can move on from that. But just, man, would it not have been a blast to be down there with those guys for a couple days? Like, holy shit, right?
Yeah, it would have been awesome.
Yeah, it would have been
incredible.
Anyway, first game back at home for the Leafs after a long, successful road trip. Vegas scores two goals in the second period. Leafs cut it to it was scoreless after the first. Leafs cut the deficit to 2-1 late in the second, and then more on Sammy later, but I'm just going to say it here. Sammy lets in a stinker before the end of the period. The Leafs had just cut it to 2-1, and then Samsonov, right between the fucking 5-hole, not what you want to see. And I think he played good at times in this game. The first half of this game, he looked really good. And then the second half, what the fuck happened? Wheels fell off. He didn't get a lot of help on that third goal.
No.
Tavares making bonehead plays in his own end and whatever, but I'll get your thoughts on all this in a second. But anyway, 3-1 Vegas at the end of the second. Teams both get goals early in the third, and then Vegas puts it away with 2 goals late in the third period. Leafs lose it 6-2. Bertuzzi, Reeves get the 2 Leafs goals, and the winning streak is over. Overall thoughts before we move on to some other things. I got the goalies, couple other things cooking.
Yeah, just quickly, it was just like you said. I was expecting a game like this to come. I thought it was going to come on Saturday against Colorado.
Oh, I thought it was okay. No, I was going to say something else there. Go ahead.
But anyway, no, I felt like this was on its way, and it happened. But yeah, it kind of felt like they were into it, and then they all just the wheels came off, or they got tired. The defense didn't look. It looked really good, and then it didn't look really good in the second half. And Sammy, you're right. He didn't look really great in the second half, but even the forwards didn't really have a lot cooking. Couldn't really. I thought Vegas played a great role. Vegas definitely watched the video after the last time they played the Leafs, and they're like, "Well, that's not happening again."
100%, right? It's Vegas, like and they're missing a lot of bodies too, but they still Vegas is Vegas, man. They'll just the way they
wear you down. They give you they made it so hard on the Leafs to enter the zone, and then the Leafs would get in there and they got their chances and everything, but Vegas played a really good road game.
But how many times have we said in the past, Chad, like this is just a thing that's gone on in the NHL for years. First game back at home after a long road trip usually goes exactly how it went tonight. Like 9 times out of 10,
you come out okay, and then as the game wears on, you just lose it. Or sometimes you don't even show up for these games, like you just get pumped.
Right. Yeah, I don't.
That's why, when Edmonton went on their 16-game winning streak, I thought it was so incredible because they didn't have these lulls. Like they won back-to-backs. They won coming home after road trips. And so that's how impressive it is, because I thought this was on its way anyway.
Yeah, like I don't think the Leafs were terrible, but they didn't get the timely saves that they had been getting, and they didn't have it. They just didn't have it, really. Like I don't think they were dog shit. Like I think they were okay. Like there was, but I will say this, and like
they weren't crisp.
No, they weren't.
They weren't like they were on the winning streak.
No. Coming back from Vegas and coming back from Colorado and shit, they were probably riding high. It was Bertuzzi's birthday, so I'm sure they got up to some shit, right? So
and after winning 7 in a row, I'm sure the coach just said, "Hey, have a night, have a time,
have at it, 100%, man." I will say this though, a lot of dumb penalties tonight in this game, like a lot of penalties that they should not.
Some bad calls,
yeah, sure, some bad calls, but
bad penalties.
Not going to shit on the officiating, but I just some dumb, like some bad penalties by the Leafs. And or arguably maybe they shouldn't have been called, but whatever. You're going to get that every now and then. Not going to go hardcore into the officiating here, but I will take a little second here, not too long, to say that early in this game, I think it was the end of the first period, I want to say, McCabe, this guy just cannot buy a break with his fucking schnoz, man. This guy gets fucking pounded into the boards again. And he just cuts his fucking... Johnny and TSN was doing the broadcast. Johnny and Gord Miller were like, man, his nose just started to heal.
I know.
He cuts it fucking wide open again. The guy looks like he's starting to look like Reach Dog out there. This guy looks like he's got a fucked up schnoz, like he's getting into Reachy territory. That's not the best. That's not where you want to be.
He went like 3 or 4 games without getting hit in the face. And he did. He started to look normal again, started to heal, and he didn't make it one period in this game, and boom.
Ripped it wide fucking open again. But anyway, so I'm going to go to the D here, Chad. Liljegren out with an injury. Giordano returns to the lineup. So you got one guy back, and another guy goes out. So right as soon as I saw the D pairs, I'm like, oh, fuck, here we go. Brody back with Riley, playing his offside again and whatever. All 6D that played in this game tonight for the Leafs were fucking left-hand shots. Without Liljegren in the lineup, they don't have a right-hand shot. So, like, come on. Like, 2 things I'm going to throw it to you here. So, all that. I thought Benoit, our boy, by a mile, was the Leafs' best defenseman in this game. I'd like your thoughts on that. And also, come on, Tree. Come on, Tree. Let's go here. Let's fucking go. Step up and make a fucking deal for a right-handed defenseman. What's it going to cost you to get Lyubushkin out of fucking Anaheim? Make a deal and help the fucking blue line out. We've been waiting for this. There's fucking less than 25 games left now. Make a fucking deal. You don't need to go for Tanev and pay a first round. Get a guy like Lyubushkin and let's get this fucking thing cooking. Sorry, throw it throw it to you there. A little fired up there.
Well, I don't know what else there is to say. No, I was going to say this off the top, but I knew we were going to talk about it. But this was, Brody's worst game in a while. Like,
Well,
I
and
think
what a surprise. Back with
you
Riley playing his offside.
I know you just can't put him in that spot. You cannot put him in that. After you see how good he is on the left side, you got to leave him on the left side. But I get it. Liljegren's out, and he's the only guy you trust.
6 lefties.
Yeah, and as far as tree living goes, I've been saying it since November. Like,
I know.
Do something.
Make a deal, bud. Like, just pay a fucking second rounder or whatever, a third and a something, and get Lyubushkin. Just do it. Like, what do you like? Do it. Come on.
I don't know what he's waiting for. Maybe he's waiting for the price to go down close to the deadline. That normally doesn't happen.
No.
So I don't know. I don't know what he's waiting for, but I'm with you. Maybe his heart is completely set on Tanev.
How much? Well, that's crazy because I don't think Calgary.
No, it's a first or nothing.
I don't think Calgary wants to really do a trade with the Leafs anyway because of just the history there with tree living. I don't think that I would stop looking at Calgary and I would start looking elsewhere, like Anaheim. What do you think the Ducks would want for Lyubushkin? Not that much. Not that much, right? Like,
no, you could probably get him on the cheap.
For sure.
I mean, you're going to have to give up something, but you could probably get him on the cheap.
Nothing more than a draft pick. Like, we're talking about Ilya Lyubushkin here. Like, we're not, like, who the fuck are we talking about? You can't get him for a third or something like that? Like, what's it going to cost you?
No idea.
And a B-level prospect? Like, it's not going to cost you much to get fucking Lyubushkin. There's a guy sitting right there, right-handed shot, tough as fucking nails. He's got a hit. He's got a history here. Exactly. He's got a history here. He's got a history with Riley. They need a guy like that desperately back there. I don't know what the fuck he's waiting for. Maybe maybe you're right. Maybe the price tags are just too high all around. I don't know, but
it seems to be like any trade that's happened so far this year has been way more than I would expect those players to have gone for. So maybe the price tags are high, but at the same time, I don't think Lyubushkin is the top of anybody's list.
No,
like,
but
I don't think like the other ones that have been traded have been targets, that a lot of teams covet. I don't know if Bushkin is that guy.
But you're going to have to give a shit ton up to get a guy like Tanev or a guy like
that's what I mean. I don't think Lyubushkin's on that list
or whatever. No, that's what I mean. So, like, why not just go and get him? Because we were talking last podcast or a couple podcasts ago about, like, maybe you don't go with the bigger name. You just go with, like, a more depth guy. Although on this team, Lyubushkin wouldn't be a depth guy. Like, he's playing with Morgan Riley, 100%, no doubt about it. So just make the fucking deal and do it.
Exactly. You have to look at it as a core, as a 6-man unit, right? And where everyone places. And if you get Lyubushkin and you put him up with Riley, and then Brody can go back to his side, and
there you go.
And it may just even things out and not cost you a whole lot, but maybe Tree Living is working on something, but he's working on something huge.
Well, what the fuck is he? What is he doing? Like,
I don't know. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt because every time they show him up there, and they don't show him that much, but when they do show him, it looks like he has no idea what's going on.
He has just been so fucking quiet. He hasn't done anything. Like,
I know. So either he's not planning on doing anything, the prices are too high, or he's working on something massive.
Fair. Okay. Fair.
We'll see. Well, I'll throw this at you because he's got something in the works because there was a Murdoch sighting.
Oh, let's just wait. Just please
down
hold
at the
on.
practice facility.
Please hold off.
I'm just saying that's gonna if that's another roster. You don't have many roster spots on this team left.
I know. Okay, I'm gonna
make a trade.
Murdoch is right around the corner here, but I want your thoughts on: do you think Benoit? I thought by a mile Benoit was the best of the 6 defensemen that dressed tonight. Do you think that's accurate or no?
Yeah, I think Benoit played a really good game, but Benoit's been pretty solid this whole streak.
It's so crazy. It's so crazy.
I think it's because you're looking at Benoit as like he plays such a simple game.
Well, dude, his confidence must be at like the highest point of his career because now he's like joining the rush and like he's starting to think he's thinking like, all right, maybe I can get the offensive game cooking here.
There was I think it was the first period, the play where the Leafs passed it around. They had Vegas kind of scrambling and running, and then it wound up on Benoit's stick, and he shot it right into Aiden Hill's chest. Like, directly into his chest, and then he
Yeah.
looked up the sky and was like, "Fuck!" And I'm like, "That's probably the last guy you want to take the shot of
But
all the guys on the
I
ice."
know, but he's pinch.
You're right.
He's pinching. His confidence is high. Like
A month ago, he doesn't take that shot.
no, I know.
He's passing that because he's like, "Oh, I don't trust myself." But yeah, now he's like, "Well, I'm part of the team." Yeah, no, he played a great game. And yeah, the only other note I had on the defenseman, I already said Brody. I just thought Brody looked absolutely terrible again.
Yeah, like
Back with Riley.
Don't disagree there. Okay, so I want to come back and wrap it up on the goaltending, moving into the rest of the week here. But I think I think first, Chad, like we gotta we'll spend a few minutes on the goaltending, but I mean we haven't really heard from our boys at Brazzers lately.
We have not.
Tonight might be the perfect time to just settle in and have a little session with Brazzers. What do you think?
I think so. Yeah, we should hear from our good buddies over at Brazzers.com.
Chad, what's the matter?
Well, Dale, I guess I've just been feeling a little down, because like I love podcasting, but I find there's something missing. There's got to be something else that I love other than just podcasting.
Chad, wipe those tears away. There's only two things I know how to do. I never get down. I love podcasts just as much as you. The second thing I love is porn, but not just any porn, specifically Brazzers.com.
Brazzers.com?
That's right, Brazzers.com.
What is it?
Take a little sneak peek at Brazzers.com. Why don't you bring it up right now?
I can't look at this on my computer. Is there any way I could watch it in private on my phone?
Absolutely. Privacy settings galore. Brazzers.com has all your pornography needs.
Well, this is great. I am so much happier now. Brazzers.com. Thanks, Dale.
You're welcome, Chad. Brazzers.com.
Yeah, there's nothing better after a loss. You just curl up with your phone, your tablet, your TV, whatever it is. You type in Brazzers.com and just have a sesh.
Brazzers.com, the official, unofficial sponsor of the Tip In Maple Leafs podcast. Head over to Brazzers.com, folks, and have yourself a time. Okay,
that's right.
It never disappoints. Never disappoints.
And if you find a good video, they have share options in all their videos. You can share them on social media, share them with your friends and family, whatever. Right? If you want to, you go ahead and share that Brazzers.com video. No, go to Brazzers.com, use promo code TIPIN today, and see what happens.
Yeah, see what happens. Oh man. Okay, so look, we'll go out on the goaltending here unless you got anything else, but I'll go with the goaltending.
I got one story, but we'll save it to the end.
All right.
Yeah.
So again, like I thought Samsonov started strong. The third goal I thought was absolute garbage right through the fucking 5-hole. I hated that, but like I said earlier, didn't get a lot of help in the defensive zone there. And just a couple of the other goals too. Like, I don't know, like first half of the game really good, but then the second half is just like, oh man, like some old things creeping in here. So I didn't love it. He was probably due for a loss. And you mentioned Murdoch. We've been hearing rumblings that Matt Murray is like ready to start taking pucks. I don't know how much time you want to spend on Murray. I just think it's hilarious. Like, there's just no way, right? Like, there's just no way, right? Like,
well,
there's no way. Are we talking like a 3-headed monster turning into a 4-headed monster here? Or what are we talking about? What are we talking about? Matt Murray?
I don't know why. Like, this is what I don't understand. You don't have to make it public, right? Like, if he's working his way back, the Leafs could do that privately. They could just have him on the ice doing things.
Crazy.
But like, to have the head coach come out and say, yeah, he's taking pucks, he's looking pretty good. Like, you say that in Toronto, you're just going to spark a storm. Like, what the hell? Is Matt Murray coming back? I don't know. Maybe they're waiting until playoffs start and you can just You just have them there in
Just-
case
just
all
in
three
case.
guys go down.
Because I was going to say, like, there's no way you can trade this guy, right? There's just no way. Like, there would not be a team that's looking for a goalie that would be like, yeah, okay, Murray, let's take a chance on him. Do you think? There's no way, right?
Well,
like, there's no way, right? Come on.
It depends. It depends on how you look at it. If you look at it as like, can he play goalie? Probably not. But if you
He
look
just
at
had
like,
both his fucking hips replaced, both of them.
if you look at it, in the sense that like, kind of like the David Clarkson trade, where maybe they find someone who has a terrible, terrible contract, and Leafs are like, we'll take that. We'll take that off your hands, but you got to take Murdoch.
Oh my
But the
God.
only way to trade him is to like make it seem like he's working his way back to the NHL. I don't know.
I guess.
Or they're just as depth, having a fourth goalie in the system.
I'm okay with that. Like, if things fucking, shit the bed in the playoffs in net,
Yeah.
and then
if
all of a
Samsonov goes down, Wall goes down, and then Jones goes down.
If Matt Murray's playing games in the playoffs for the Leafs, where the fuck is this team at? Like, think about that. Like, if they're thinking like our best option for, like, let's say it's round 2 or wherever, like our best option for game 4 here is Matt Murray. Like,
No, I don't
about
think
that.
I don't think they would be doing. I think it would be injuries forcing them to do it. Can you imagine getting
or
to
shitty
game,
play or shitty play.
Yeah, can you imagine getting to game 7 and everybody's hurt, and your only hope is Matt Murray playing his first game since what, 18 months, or I don't even know how long it's been. No, I guess he played last year in the play. No, he played last year near the end of the season though, didn't he?
Last April 2023 was his last game.
So he wouldn't have played a game in a year if he plays in the playoffs.
No, he was on the bench when they decided to move. I think Sammy got injured and they went with Wall in the Florida series. Murray was dressed backing up Joseph Wall in that Panthers series. So
because it made it hard for them to put him on Robidas Island.
Like, it's intriguing
because he had backed up.
Like, 2-time Stanley Cup champ, but can't stay healthy. But I don't know. Could you just get him healthy and cook? I know he hasn't played in so long, but like, can you just get him going for a month? And like, that's all you need from the guy. Like, thanks for coming, Murdoch. Yep. Like, just give us a month and away you go. Oh man, I don't know how this thing plays out. I've got my eyes on it big time, because like, I just can't wait to see if they are like, yeah, like couple injuries or some bad play, and all of a sudden they're like, well, Murray's ready, so playoffs, here we go. Like, they can't activate him until the playoffs, like with the money. Like, they can't do it, right? But
no, they are in such a crunch with money and roster spots, especially if they're going to carry 3 goalies already.
Oh,
I don't even know if you can carry 4 goalies.
Well, but in the playoffs, the money doesn't count, right?
No, the money, yeah, but I'm talking if they wanted to activate them before the playoffs.
Oh no, like, there's no way.
Well, let's say they wanted to get him some game action. Like, I don't even know if you can.
Chad, without having to. What are you talking about?
I don't know.
There's no way.
They're the ones down at the practice rink being like, "Oh, he's taking shots. He's looking at rubber. He's like, not looking bad."
I understand that, but for me, I take away from that, like, here's just a fallback guy just in case. Like, that's all I take from that. He's not getting game action down the stretch. Come on, dude. There's no fucking way. There's no chance. Anyway, it's
never ever. Never ever.
I guess. Anyway, I'm going to move it to Joseph Wall here. So he's back up with the Leafs after the one impressive game he played down with the Marlies, but he has not been activated yet back to the main roster. So after the way Samsonov played tonight, how in the fuck does Joseph Wall not play against Arizona on Thursday night? You got to get him back in sometime.
Yeah. He's going to start Thursday against
He's got to. Like, you got to get the guy back into the net. Why not fucking, like, here we go, Arizona.
Like I said, I think just with like every penny counts in the cap and the roster spots and everything going on, it's just a game that they have to play. Like, he would have probably backed up tonight if it wasn't for that. But he should start Thursday against Arizona. 100%. Get him back going. Get him back going.
100%. He should be in net Thursday night. And then the Rangers after that, then Boston, then a back-to-back against the Sabres and the Bruins. So, like, the perfect game, especially after how tonight went for Samsonov, the perfect game to get wall back in net is Thursday
Yeah.
night against Arizona. It's just like, I think the team will come out with a better effort, and that's the night you want him back there for his first game back. That's what I think they should do. That's what I hope they will do. And yeah, we'll see, man. That's all I got for tonight, Chatty. What do you want to take us out on?
All right. Well, I have some news from the Gordon Bombay School of Hockey. So there was a hockey tournament a couple weeks back. I don't know if you heard this news story. There was a hockey tournament in Minnesota with some teenagers. I was touching base with my sources. I was calling a bunch of people. Pretty sure these guys are a part of Gordon Bombay's hockey school. Maybe he's the coach. I don't know.
Yep.
But they were at the hotel. A couple of them were swimming in the pool. They noticed a 39-year-old lonely housewife in the hot tub.
Okay. I like that age.
She invited a couple of them to join her in the hot tub. So they got in the hot tub with her. And she said, my husband, we're just not getting along right now. He's in the hotel here. We're trying to work things out or whatever.
At the hotel bar.
Yeah. So they exchanged Snapchats. A couple hours later, the boys get a Snapchat and the lady's like, I want to come down to your room. She comes down to the room. Stuff happens. It gets legal after that because she is older and they are minors or whatever. But anyway, so a couple 16-year-olds and one was watching in the room. This is the weird part. So she does two teenagers while one's watching in the room.
Just let me stop you for one second.
She's been charged for this.
Now, I cannot tell for sure if you are making this
No,
up,
this is a 100% true story.
Okay. When you first started in here, I'm like, when you said Emilio Estevez, I'm like, okay, he's just gonna tell something here.
No, this is a true story.
This is a real thing.
Hey, it's Minnesota, which we all know where Gordon Bombay's arena is and where he coaches. He coaches in Minnesota. Is it District 5? I couldn't find out. I was trying my best.
Okay, so continue, please. So you're being dead serious here.
I'm dead serious.
Okay.
I'm dead serious.
Okay, so this chick's gonna have a lot of problems.
Yeah, this is in the news. This is in the news. She's been arrested. She's been charged. Charged with this. So after sleeping with two of them and one watched in the corner.
Holy fuck, man.
That's not the weirdest part. The weirdest part is
what dreams are made of.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I was like, Jesus, if this was us, if this was our team when we were 16. Anyway, the next day, these guys go out to play their hockey game. Who shows up in the stands to watch them?
No, come on. No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So the guys are like, whoa, this is kind of creepy.
Estevez fucking is just there?
The woman.
Not
Estevez.
Fuck. I thought you were like,
not Gordon Bombay.
I thought you were getting into like Estevez orchestrated the whole fucking thing.
No, I couldn't actually find out if Emilio Estevez coached these guys. I just assume he does because it's Minnesota.
He did. He did in a scenario
I couldn't.
Like that.
I talked to my sources. No one could stand. No one saw him around the arena, but he's somewhere close. So anyway, she shows up to the game the next day, and the guys are like, "Isn't that hot tub lady? What is hot tub lady doing here?" Then the tournament ends, they all go home or whatever, and she continues to like call them and Snapchat them and try to invite them over, and then finally she gets caught and the police arrest her.
Wow.
And they charge her. But yeah.
Wow.
So good old hockey tournament in Minnesota turned into Brazzers.com, the side of the website you don't want to go to too often.
No. Well, but
and she was a mom. She had like a 3-year-old or something.
Basically, what I took from that was that the whole thing started with like Emilio Estevez hockey program in Minnesota. Yes. So it all runs through him, really. Like, let's be honest here. Like,
basically, like these guys have grown up around the Flying V.
Flying V.
It was no big deal to them. I mean, the cops get involved, make a big deal about it or whatever, but they don't care.
No,
they don't care. Anyway, but in all honesty, though, like,
wow.
I know we live in a world today where people are make a big deal about it, but like in the time that we grew up,
Oh, dude.
these guys would probably be legends.
Oh, absolute legends. Legends.
Yeah.
Some people
Yeah,
might
absolute
some,
legends.
some people might take this the wrong way, okay? But like, look, if you're a 16-year-old
Boy,
dude, okay, 16-year-old dude,
that's all you think about.
16-year-olds now, of course it's all you fucking think about it, like not nonstop, right? So like, and you've got a 39-year-old MILF who looks like potentially maybe not 39, maybe she looks like she's 29, or
No,
maybe,
she looks 39. I saw the
okay,
photo.
well, it doesn't matter, whatever, it doesn't matter, 29, 39, whatever. But like, if you
49, 59, 69.
if you've got a chance there and she's all for it, you think the 16-year-olds on the team are going to be like, yeah, pass on that one, thanks.
Yeah,
we'll just pass on that.
And you know, the weird part about the story is that you would think that teenagers would be like calling her all the time. That's what I found weird about it, is they could have went their separate ways and it would have been a story that they lived with and nobody would ever found out, and the boys would have like bragged about it or whatever. But she showed up to their hockey game and then started like calling and texting them. That's weird. That's where you cross the line.
That kind of shit.
And Bombay teaches you that in the Flying V camp. Like, that's where you get out of there.
That shit does happen in the States. Like, it seems to happen all the time. Shit like that. It really does. Like,
that happens everywhere.
Yeah, I guess it does. But like, I don't know. Anyway, you might have finally done it, Chad. You might have finally, like, I'm gonna be honest with you here. You might have finally put us over the top where YouTube gives us the boot for that one. We'll have to wait and see.
Why? That's I'm just reading a news story.
No, exactly. Just telling like a story that happened for sure. But we happen to give our opinions on it, so that might be.
Well, we didn't say anything that our listeners aren't thinking already.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, yeah,
we've all been 16-year-olds at one time.
I could go further, but I think I'll just let you take it out on that, and we'll live to see another day here, hopefully. But hell of a story. Love that.
Yeah.
Little Flying V action from Emilio Estevez's boys.
Listen to the audio version for more info, because YouTube will give us the boot. No. Anyway, for the Tip In Maple Leafs podcast, don't forget, follow us on social media at the Tip In Maple Leafs podcast, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Tip In Podcast, TikTok, Tip In Pod on Twitter. Email us tipinpodcast@gmail.com. And wherever you listen to the podcast, please give us a review and leave us 5 stars, because it helps with the algorithm. And until next time, I'm Chad.
I'm Dale.
We will.
Hey, man, let's start spreading it wide open again for the Leafs here Thursday night, starting when the Arizona Coyotes come to town. Listen, guys, thanks for watching on YouTube. Thanks for listening on any of the audio podcast platforms. Please like this video on YouTube and subscribe to our YouTube video or our YouTube channel. We're going to be going live here as soon as the calendar flips over to March.
If we don't get the boot.
If we don't get the boot, we're going to be bringing you great content all the way through here and see if the Leafs can, I don't know, keep this thing like cooking, chugging along, gain momentum, and see how it all ends up. Anyway, guys, go Leafs, go. We'll see you Thursday night after the Arizona game, and we'll catch you later.
Catch you later.